Hope everyone's well today. Hey, and we're live on YouTube. Just going to wait a second and see if anybody jumps on. And if not, we will get started. Hope you all are doing well. TGIF, that's all I can say. It is Friday Groove Day. All right. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And it is Friday Groove Day. It's the weekend. So excited. And if you haven't done so already, go vote. Got my voting sticker on. So happy to do it early. Get out there and vote early. A lot going on. We're in Mercury retrograde, which takes us all the way up through Election Day. So really important to get out there and vote early. Count your vote. Make sure that it gets counted. It's a new moon today as well. So this is a time of bringing in, setting your intentions of what you want to bring forth into the world. So make sure if you do any type of ritual or ceremony for new moons, get ready to set those intentions. And it doesn't even have to be ceremony related. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, then just to set intentions for the new moon. So what I want to talk to you about today is I'm reading this book, which has really sparked some interest as far as the book. Well, let me go into the book and tell you what it is. It's called The Smell of Dust. The smell of rain on dust. And a mentor, a teacher of mine, suggested for me to read this. And this really, a lot of it talks about death, about dealing with grief and death. But what really struck a chord for me was that we need to deal with grief just in our life, even if it's not dealing with death. Also dealing with any type of hardships that we're going in life. I think a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to grieve. And it's key to our being to allow that to come forth, and mixing grief with praise. And I'm going to read a quick little excerpt first from the book. But before I do that, I didn't have my coffee, so here we go. It is really good. I'm gonna grab my glasses. Okay. So right here it says, grief is praise of those we have lost. To not grieve is a violence to the divine and our own hearts, and especially to the dead. If we do not grieve what we miss, we are not praising what we love. I'm gonna read that part again because that's really powerful. If we do not grieve what we miss, we are not praising what we love. We are not praising the life we have been given in order to love. If we do not praise whom we miss, we ourselves in some way dead. So grief and praise make us alive. And I just think that is so beautiful. You need them both. And like I said, it's not necessarily about grieving the dead. It's about, yes, we do mourn, we grieve when someone passes, and it's important for us to let that out and to process that grief that we're experiencing. Sometimes some people don't, and they hold that in, and it's not healthy. We need to allow ourselves to release that emotion. But even when we're going through something, allowing us to process that and really feel it in your body, and to praise it, to embrace it. I did this exercise last night that was so incredibly powerful, and it just took you to these different rays of emotions. The first one was expressing anger. And the music that was playing was really intense, and just allowing that anger to come out. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. So happy to see you here. I'm talking about grief and how we need to allow to process grief, not only when someone passes on, but also for those people that are going through things. We like to bottle things up sometimes, and that's not healthy. So I was just explaining about this exercise that I did last night that took me through these different emotions. The first one was dealing with grief, anger, and just allowing that anger to come forth and expressing it through movement and just whatever came forth, yelling, whatever you felt. So just processing that anger, and then from there going into grief. And I actually shocked myself. I started crying and just letting all those emotions out and moving with it, and because it gets stuck in different parts of your body. So you really want to move and allow that grief to process and let it out. And then from there was just going into a moment of love, loving yourself, hugging yourself, just feeling that love that you have for yourself. And I highly encourage you to do this exercise. It's a really powerful one. Put on some music that for you that will display that anger, changing into the grief, music for the grief, and then the music for the love. And get into that, feel that. So that is my take on taking it a little bit further than from what the book, and what I was talking about is this book right here, The Smell of Rain on Dust, and it's dealing with grief and praise. It's a book that I'm reading right now, and there's an excerpt in there that talks about how it's important for those two to go hand in hand with one another. So anyhow, that's my message for today. Really tap into the emotions, feel them, and when you are grieving, know that this is a beautiful process. It's a process sometimes people ignore, but we really need to start feeling our emotions, especially in this time that we're in. There's so many different emotions that come up with what we're dealing with the politics and COVID, and it's a lot. So feel your emotions, let them go, really feel into it, process them, and enjoy the process. So that is my message for today. But before I let you go, I do want to do a card for you, since it is the new moon. I use my Moonology cards, and let's see what message comes forth. But I need my glasses. I haven't been on to listen to you play in a while, so I got to get back on. I just love your music. Everyone, I highly encourage you, if you love some good music, check out D Conga. He plays the conga drums. D Conga 1112. Follow him on Instagram. He's a very talented musician, so be sure to check him out. And I'm so sorry, your name is drawing a blank for me, but I'm happy that you're here. So let's see what we have, what message we have going into the weekend. What card wants to come forth? Lately, my cards don't pop out as quickly as they used to, but let's see, we're gonna do this. Intuitively pick one from the deck. It's a new moon, and we got a new moon. And it says a new start is coming. And let me go ahead and read that, what that has to say. This one takes a bit to find the card. It's in here somewhere. Bear with me. The way they set up the order of the cards in this book, it's a little weird. Here we go. Okay. There is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or better course or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up now or something totally new and fresh is on the way. Okay, new moon card for the new moon today. Perfect. And just a quick note on Mercury retrograde. I know sometimes people get all freaked out about it. And yes, things have a tendency to go a little bit more wonky. And but for me, what I say is that, everything's done with intention. So if you really get too caught up in that and believing in that energy, which it is true, it's there, but you're going to get swept away by it. So keeping yourself grounded and not allowing to be pulled into that force, setting intentions. Sometimes some people prefer, as far as making really big decisions, to kind of put those off until we're out of retrograde. But don't let it stop you from living. It is a force of energy, but we are also energy. So really setting your intentions. And like I said, for this new moon, it's a great time for setting those intentions and manifesting what it is that you want. So is my message today for Coffee Chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful and blessed weekend. All right, take care.